Welcome back, fellas. Today, let me put that on. There we go. Welcome back, fellas. Today is, no, it's not Monday. Today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. It's been a minute since I have streamed, and that's why I'm a little rusty. You know, I take a few days off, and then I got to get back in to the swing of things so that I can bring you what I consider, at least, to be a professional stream. Like, I mean, in terms of like live streamers, like I would say that I'm probably known. I mean, in high school, my nickname was the professional streaming kid. So that's, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to humble brag, but that's how it works. All right. So as always, I need to send out my notifications at the beginning of the show. And of course, literally the second I start the stream, I start the stream, I get a text message from literally 4 o'clock. I'm looking at the timestamp on the text message. It literally says 4:00. The message is, let me know when you got a second. Well, I'll have a second in about 2 hours. Right now, I have to dedicate all my time and energy to Matthew, who is in the chat room. He's been in the chat room for 8 hours now. What happened to the music? What happened? Oh, okay. It's just like Dark Monkey music. Like I'm listening to Dark Monkey music, which I haven't listened to in a minute. That's my new term now, in a minute. I'm not used to it actually just going completely silent. Anyway, so yeah, so the work thing, that'll have to wait because right now I'm here to help you guys. So let me go ahead and I sent out all the text messages except for one. The only one I need to send out now is, of course, to Francesca Estevez, our guiding light, our North Star, and the reason that, oh wait, who's this guy? Who is this? Wait a minute. Who is that pansy ass? Oh, wait, no. Seriously? Is that her man? Oh, wait, I love you forever. I'll miss you forever. Thank you for always being there. Wait, te quiero primo. Oh, okay. It's her cousin. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, okay. You know, I need to let her know that I am there for her and that she always has a shoulder to cry on. So that is why I'm sending her a link. And of course, I think we're ready to start the show now. Everybody is aware. Let's see. Cuidado del fin de semana. Okay, be careful. Yes. So what is in the big news in the area where I live is this snowstorm that's supposed to come. Now, you got to understand that, like, where I live, the area here, snow is not uncommon, right? Like, we usually get a couple of minor, I would say anywhere between like 1 to 4 inches of snow. We get maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 of those every winter. But it's not unusual to have a winter where you just get no snow, right? That is not unheard of. But and then also on the opposite, it's not unheard of to actually get big snowstorms. But the big snowstorms, they come once every 5, 6 years, something like that. So it's been a while since we have had a big snowstorm here in the Washington, D.C. area. But now everybody is up in arms. Everybody is talking like I'm sure the groceries. What the hell is going on? I'm sure the grocery stores are just slammed with people. But yes, today, this weekend, we are expecting anywhere. Well, this says 15 inches of snow, which is, I mean, now a couple hours ago, this said 10 inches on Saturday, 10 inches on Sunday. And I know a lot of you would love to get 10 inches on Saturday and Sunday. But now it has been reduced to a more realistic 6.5 inches, which I will say is perfectly respectable. 6.5 inches is very respectable. And then, of course, Sunday, the 9 inches you're getting 6 inches on Saturday, you're getting 9 inches on Sunday. I mean, that's a lot of inches if you ask me, but it is what it is. So, but my concern is that this has turned into a snow into wintry mix. And here's the thing that kind of confuses me is like they always talk about warm air in the north, like in the atmosphere, right? But look at these temperatures. Like it's not, the forecast is saying it's not going to get above 20 degrees. So how the hell how could we not get snow at 20, if it's 20 degrees outside or colder, how are we not getting snow? And then you can see it's just going to be really cold next week. But I mean, this forecast, it's got me a little concerned because it would not be unusual for this to just be a complete and utter failure of a storm. We have had plenty of occasions where they've been calling for 6-8 inches and then you only get rain. Like that happens. It happens. But everybody seems to be pretty certain about this storm for whatever reason. I remember back in 2006, so I love snow. I don't know if that was evident, but I absolutely love snow. And so when I moved to Miami, which I still like question why. I mean, I did it for love, okay? But whatever, like, puke. So, but I knew that when I moved to Miami, like, you're not getting snow in Miami. Like, if it drops, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, if it drops below 70 degrees in Miami, you will see people walking around in winter coats. Not even kidding. So I knew that I would not get any snow, obviously. So there was a storm in 2016. I moved to Miami in 2015. There was a storm in 2016, and like the forecast was like dead on. They were like, this is going to be a week. Like we always seem to get snowstorms on the weekends, but this is going to be a major storm. It's going to be snow. It's going to start Friday night, and it's not going to stop until Monday morning. We're expecting 18, 20 inches of snow. And like, you know how forecasters, like weather forecasters, they will often kind of like, they'll toe the line, right? Like they'll be like, well, you know, you got to take every weather forecast with a grain of salt. You got to be careful. Like we, you know, everything could change at the last minute. And so, but with that particular storm in 2016, they were saying like 3 days out, 4 days out, like we are as confident about this storm as you can be. Now, I remember the storm started on a Friday, and I had plane tickets to arrive in the Washington, D.C. area on that Sunday. And I changed the tickets so that I would arrive on like the Thursday and I would have time to just take in the snow, to just enjoy the snowstorm. And that snowstorm did not disappoint. I spent the snowstorm in downtown Frederick, Maryland. My buddy Tomnick and I, we went out, we got snow drunk and like oh my God, that was such a good weekend. And I could not have been happier that I literally changed my ticket so that I could come back to be here for the snowstorm. So, and since then, we haven't had a really big snowstorm in this area. Now, I have been in places where there were big snowstorms, but it's kind of different like when it's at your home, you know, like when you're at home and there's a snowstorm at home, it hits differently. It just hits differently. But you know what else hits differently? This stream. All right, let's get started. But I do need a 30-second timer. It's because I need to look over here for a minute. So let me do that now. All right. Okay, so, all right. So I'm back with you with a couple of seconds to spare. Matthew has, like I said earlier, Matthew has been in the, he's been in the chat room since 8 hours. He's been in the chat room 8 hours now. Now, is he still in the chat room? I don't know. I kind of think he's not. I kind of think that he just likes to sit in the chat room until the stream actually begins, and then he just finds something else to do or something else to watch. All right, so I was trying to think of like what we could work on tonight, right? Because I don't have a plan. I started looking at the AI stuff again, but I don't want to. I mean, the AI stuff, I think that's good as like a fun side project. I mean, this whole thing is a side project. But I think let's just kind of look at our to-do list. I mean, there's plenty to do. I just don't know what. Like, I think this is actually fixed now. Where these guys, okay, so this is AI slop in here, and then we got this. So okay, wait a minute. Well, can we confirm that okay? So this, I'm going to close this issue. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, all right, let me see. All right, let me do this. Okay, so I'm going to close this issue. my screen is driving me nuts. My screen has been fine all day, but now that I'm streaming, it's like it's going to static for a split second and then coming right back. Static, split second. Let me come over here. All right. I know this is just so exciting for you guys. My last stream was 4 days ago. Wow. Okay, let me do this. And then we have Jerv2J says it is in the mobile chat room. That's good to know. Okay. I'm not going to be able to stream if my monitor keeps doing this. And I don't know why I'm saying that with like the tone that like, you better behave or I'm turning this car around. It's like, oh, you better behave or I'm going to cut this stream off. Let's see. I think this ticket can be closed. So I'm just going to go ahead and close it just for the heck of it. And then we can do, what else can we look at? Let's see. There's plenty to do. Why is it that there's like plenty to do, but I can't think of anything to do? Implement configurable logging, initial implementation of game settings. Hold on. I'm getting under my computer. I'll be right back. I'm going down below. Ow! Okay. All right. I'm hoping that fixed it. I literally just got under. I went under the desk and just jiggled the wire, and I'm hoping that actually takes care of the issue. Hopefully it will. All right, let's see. Got a text message. Oh my God, it's kind of important. Okay, all right. I got to take, oh my gosh. All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. I'll be back. All right, boys. All right. All right. So we're, I'm a very important man. Work was calling. So I needed to Ugh. God, why is I haven't streamed in 4 days. I don't hear from pretty much anybody. Now I start my stream for the first time in 4 days and everybody needs to talk to me. What is going on? And it's not even work. Like, I don't have any work stuff loaded up right now. This is people text, like SMS texting me. Like, what is happening? Ugh. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm over here now. I'm over here. I'm not over there. I'm over here. I'm putting the music back up. All right. Okay. Matthew's not even here, so I don't know why I need to be so tense. I'm just tense. I'm really tense, boys. I'm tense. Ugh. All right. Now let's see. What are we going to do? I was talking to my daughter last night. My daughter is also a programmer. She's been working in the industry now for, I think, got her first job in 2000. All right. I'm going to be a bad father if I can't remember this. She got her first job, I'm saying 2017, 18, sometime around there. So she's in the industry for a while now. She's a mid-level, mid-senior level engineer. And but she works a lot of TypeScript type of middle tier kind of work. She has worked in C++ before, but anyway, I was talking to her about my game last night, and I was telling her how something that Matthew said quite a while ago, which was that it's not so much a game as it is a game system emulator, where it's implementing or inventory. So it implements and open the inventory, run around and look at your mini map. But I think I know one thing we can do. Oh my God, the static thing is really driving me nuts. I don't know. And it is a little awkward or a little coincidental that it started as soon as I started streaming. So could it be related? I don't know. Okay. I'm losing patience. Oh my God. I know. Here. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. Let me see. Oh, you see that? You see it? You can see it? Oh, of course now it's not going to do it. Come on. All right, maybe it fixed itself. Okay. All right. What is it? There was something I was thinking of before the stream. I was like, oh, we could do that. What do we need to work on? Let's see. The boat model generates an error message at startup. I think Matthew fixed that. Yeah, I believe he did. Yeah, he did in that PR. So I think we can close that ticket. Okay. All right, so we'll close that ticket. And then what we're going to do... Where are people? I'll be in Seattle this weekend, not sure, says. Oh, well. Well, sometimes people are just, no. That's a nice looking game. Look at this. This is a screenshot from some game that Matthew posted in the Discord. That's actually a really nice looking game. Okay. Our game is almost as nice looking at it, but does that game, let's be honest, does that game have does it have a boat? Does it have a boat? Because our game has a boat, okay? It has a boat that floats and you can drive. Oh, the driving is, okay, you can't drive the boat now because it's broken. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fix that. All right, let's go. Let's see. We'll come over here. All right, so let's see. If I jump in the boat, it used to be E would drive, but now E... Oh. Am I driving? I am. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm so confused as to what's happening. Okay. So E still... Okay. So the hover text does not work. Let's see if we can fix that. This is just, since nobody's here, I'm going to be like I'm not even, you know how like I normally turn it up to 11 in order to be entertaining for you people? Since nobody is here, which I'm guessing that like the YouTube algorithm is punishing me for not streaming for 4 days. But since nobody is here, I'm going to be very casual. Let me see. Let me see. All right. Let's see if we can fix the hover text. I don't know that the hover text actually ever worked, but we're going to try. I'm trying to be relaxed, but the flashing is really distracting. All right, let's see. Let's see. This would actually be in a .cs file. Okay, let's see. Drive, go drive. This wants some text. Process input. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've looked at this, so I don't remember how it works really. Slurp? I didn't realize there was a slurp command. That sounds a little naughty. Slurp? Ha. Since when did game programming become naughty? Ha. Okay, so it was E. I'm trying my hardest to ignore the Player interactor, move object. Okay, so let's see. Is piloting. We're going to have to kind of reverse engineer this to remember where this came from. Is piloting equals true, which is set in begin piloting. Let's see where begin piloting is getting called. Begin piloting is getting called in the boat pilot station. Try begin piloting. Okay, here we go. This looks like it. Get key down, use... Oh, my God. I'm about to lose my mind. Okay, so this use key, I need to calm down because for whatever reason, my screen is just, yep. Okay, so this is like configurable, so this is just Control E, so, okay. This is not ideal. So yeah, so we're only doing a ray cast, which I guess makes sense if we press the E key. So then when we press it, that's when we extend the ray cast out to see if we're actually looking at the steering wheel. And then if we are and everything, and the stars align and Matthew is sipping his tea, then and only then do we... Oh. I'm gonna have to end the stream. I can't. The monitor was acting fine all day. I start streaming and now it's flickering like fucking crazy, and it's driving me mad. It's really, really distracting. And I feel like this is how I am when I get mad at somebody. Like there's nobody for me to get mad at except Matthew, who says that his PC crashed. Well, now I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him. All right, come on, do it. It's not flickering now. All right, so what we should do is we need to reverse this logic a little bit. We should probably want to do like we just want to extend a raycast out. But see this, what I was going to say is we want to extend the raycast out and then display hover text and then process piloting if we're blah 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 blah. My issue is now what we're doing is that would basically have us extending out multiple raycasts, because I'm pretty sure we're doing something like that when looking at picking up items. So let me see. Okay, close all but pen. We're gonna kind of start over. How do I want to do this? Well, let's look at where I'm calling raycast. All right. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to find, because when you hover over like items you can pick up or a door you can open, I'm trying to remember how I do that. Basically, what I would like to do is just have one raycast for everything. And then you could kind of have things, okay, so you could kind of have things that register themselves with this raycast. And you could say, hey, if you collide with me, then do this, right? Like display this hover text. That's a big refactor though. But I need to figure out how we're doing this other stuff. All right, let's see. Check interactions. Okay, so this is how I do the items, because I have the raycast that's extended out. When is this done? Is this done in update? Yes, that is done in update. All right. So what I want to avoid is doing multiple raycasts in a single update, if possible. Though, that will be tricky, because I could see a scenario, like if you do it with one raycast. No. Okay. So what I was going to say is if you do it with one raycast, what if you want to interact, like this thing, you could interact with it if you're really close to it. This other thing, you can only interact if you're really close. This other thing, you can only interact with it from far. You can interact with it far away. So, but what I'm thinking is okay, you could still do that with one raycast. You just have the item itself checked, like, okay, he's looking at me, but is he close enough to interact with me? Which makes sense. Cable check. Yeah, I remember you weren't here when I crawled under the desk and then hit my head on the way up. You weren't here. Sometimes you just need to send an eye roll emoji. Sometimes the person just deserves an eye roll emoji. Okay, let's see. So this is for the items, but let me see what other areas we're doing this in. Pistol. Okay, so what is this? Okay, this is for shooting. All right, we can ignore that one. This is the one we're just looking at. Player interactions. What is, oh no, wait, that's the one. And then this one, entity scanner. So what is this one? Oh, this is, okay, okay, I remember this code. This is from a while ago and have no idea how well this code is suitable anymore. But this is how NPCs look for things. Footstep audio. What the hell? Why am I raycasting there? Detect surface. So I'm doing a raycast to detect down. All right, I guess that can stay. Map labeling. Handle marking map. I guess that makes sense too. Okay. All right. So maybe I'm overthinking this, and maybe I should only deal with it if it actually is a problem. So we still need to do a raycast in some type of update. I don't know, but I can make this better. Check interactions. See, this is, let's see, this is player interactor. Is this a singleton? Let me see. If it's not, what is it? Oh, it's a mono behavior. What is it attached to? Like, where is this? It must be, maybe it's attached to something? Okay, it's not referred to, it's not used a whole bunch, but it must be attached to something here. Player interactor. How can I, is there a way I can do that, Matthew? Is there a way that I can look for this thing attached to a game object? How would I do that? I mean, I assume it's attached to some player, but I don't know where. Let me see. Player entity script. No. Is it attached maybe to the camera? Yeah, it's attached to the camera. Okay. Help text. This is code that this code was written ages ago. I mean, long time ago. How long ago? Probably less than a year. Let's see. View history. That's what I want. This was created March. This was originally checked in March 30th, 2025. So we're not even at the 1 year mark. I'm pretty sure that is the epoch for the code itself. I do have, let me see. I have this handy little bookmark, but I can only, let me see, come on. All right, where is this? No. I had a bookmark where if I was looking at a code repo, it would take me to the initial commit, but there's only 283 commits. It's not like there's thousands upon thousands, so let's just go ahead and just scroll. The comment says attached to main camera. That shows you. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like, I put that comment there so that one day when I was looking at this script, I could remember what it's attached to, and then I don't even look at the comment. Oh my God. All right. So yeah. This script is attached to the main camera, which is a child of the player object. When a player looks at an interactable code, aka an item, with a certain range, this script is responsible for detecting if the player is looking at an interactable object. That's redundant. Displaying the help text and invoking the item's interaction. So, okay, first I think what we could do, I think the first thing, I wish Razman was here because I would really make him happy, because I was thinking the first thing we could do is just make this a singleton. Then, and let's try to make Will, even though Razman's not here and even though Will Tyler's not here, let's try to make Will Tyler happy. I wanted to use, how do I do the chat window? I've already forgotten how to do the chat window. Is it? Yes. Wow. First shot. Look at me. Okay. Turn the player interactor script into a singleton. Let's see. Let's see how it does. Let's see how well it does. Are you back to Dark Monkey? Yes. Why are we making this a singleton? It makes sense to be on the player, yes? Yeah, so the reason I was thinking of making it be a singleton. Oh my god. It's doing it all inline like this. Why? Why? No, the reason I wanted to make it a singleton is just that it saves the trouble of actually getting the player. Well, actually, okay. So I was going to say it saves the trouble of actually doing the like get component player and then getting it from that. But if we ever decided to move it to like the actual player object and off of the camera, I just think it's easy. It's more easily accessible through a as a singleton. Will Tyler says by not creating a memory leak. Oh, shut up. Why are we? Yeah. So what I'm thinking is we'll make it a singleton, and then objects to some extent. I got to think about this. So I was thinking like the boat, for example. The boat could register itself with this player interactor class. And it could say, hey, me, when you're looking at me, do this. All right, but I'm thinking as I'm talking. So if what I'm saying doesn't make sense, I haven't thought it out thoroughly. I'm just kind of thinking and talking. Okay. So apparently this did make the change, but I forget how to actually create new thread. No, how do I actually put the code? How do I implement the code? Remember, I had trouble with that before, trying to figure out how to do that. How do I do that? I mean, yes, I can copy and paste. Yes, I get that. But there should be a button I can press. There was a button before, and I don't remember what the button was. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. It's driving me nuts. What is this? All right. Apply. There it is. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do this. Okay, I don't think that was too bad. And this is also where I do the inventory? That's interesting. Does this work? Distracted. Sorry, boys. Okay. All right. So we made it a singleton. So how do we want to do the rest of this? Oh, man. I'm really, really distracted. I'm trying to focus, but I'm just super distracted right now. All right. So basically, this is where it gets tricky. Clear focus. Like this. Music is a bit much, in my opinion. Like, bit much too loud, or the music style itself. All right, fine. Fine. All right, I'm going to do requests. We'll do this. We'll do this music right now. So this why am I doing a gig? Oh, okay. So basically, I'm looking at the thing that I collided with. It's interactable. I'm already kind of halfway there, right? Because I get this interactable object, current focus. So as long as I make the steering, well, I'm kind of already, kind of what I have already kind of, yeah. So, okay, so let's back up a minute. Maybe we don't need to make this a singleton. I mean, we already did, but we can undo that really easily. Maybe I'm making this more difficult than it needs to be. So what I can do, I can go to the boat. Let me find the boat. Where's the boat? Probably. Let me see. I wanted to look for the prefab. Oh wait, I can actually do this. I can go. Wait, isn't there a way I can say like only show me prefabs? Yes. Okay, I think I'm using boat 1. Yes. So then I can come over here and I can make this. So I can attach, let me see what I have here. Box collider, boat pilot station. Maybe I could just make that interactable. I could just give this boat pilot station the interactable interface. Watch, it's already done. No. Okay. So I can do this. And then I just need to implement it. How do I do that? There's got to be a way. There's got to be like a shortcut. Okay, yes. Show potential fixes. No. Okay, show potential fixes. Okay, implement interface. And I like to do it explicitly. I like to be explicit with my interfaces, if you know what I mean. Okay, so on focus, defocus, interact. Okay, all right. Let's make sure we're okay where we're at, though. And what I want to do... Again, just like really distracted, trying to focus on you guys. So on focus, oh, that does nothing. I want to find that on focus that actually does something so I can remember what it's supposed to do. Is it ever used? I mean, I can see, okay, like I can see, I could see why you would want to have an event for focusing and unfocusing, but is it ever actually... Because here's the weird thing. The weird thing is that I call it on focus, and it would seem that like on focus is where you would want to set the hover text or do whatever action you wanted to. Setting the hover text seems like one of the actions you would want to do. Right? Well, we're going to leave that where it's at for now. So all I need to do really is just give that interactable. I just need to give it a hover text, right? Yes. Is that part of the interface? I don't know. Let me see. It is. Okay. Okay. What is the syntax for this? Is it just, could I just do this? Return. I don't know what the syntax is. Okay. Yeah, press E to... Now, focus, none of these are going to do anything right now. Interact, we'll implement interact in a minute. Let's just see. Oh, my God. Are you guys seeing? No, you're not seeing this flashing. Oh, my God. It's, ugh. Okay. All right. I really want to pull the cable out and put it into another slot. Ha! We've all wanted to do that, but no, I'm not. But I'm afraid that that's going to create a situation where I'm not able to recover from without like rebooting or ending the stream. How did I get these little labels, and how do I get rid of them? I thought it was this thing, but that doesn't seem to be doing anything. How do I get rid? How did I turn these labels on? I don't want those labels. Okay. Gizmos. I know Gizmos is like the answer to like that's where everything is, but okay. Okay. That seems to work fine. Okay. So what I would like to do now, so that works fine. The hover text works fine. I would like to move the begin piloting code into interact. Well, let's make sure interact does anything. You are interacting with the boat wheel. All right. I am hungry. Have I told you, boys, I am hungry. So the thing about me with like losing weight is like when I start to lose a little, I would say that the first like 5 to 7 pounds are like the hardest for me to lose, right? But it's like once I actually start seeing visible results and like start feeling my clothes like being looser on me, so it like the first 5 to 7 pounds are the hardest, and then after that, the next 20 pounds are just easy because it's just like that motivation just builds and builds and builds, and then you get used to like being hungry, like you just do, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm just like, so I've been exercising, but when you want to lose weight, at least in my experience, and I'm not talking, I don't mean to come across as like some know-it-all or anything, but in my experience, diet is like 75% of losing weight. People think that they can eat like garbage and then work out, and that they'll be able to lose weight. And like, no, it's not going to work like that. You got to change your diet. And actually, you don't even necessarily need to change what you eat. You just need to change how much of it you eat. That is the key. At least in my experience, like I can still eat McDonald's, but I can't eat it 3 times a day. Trust me, I would love to. I love McDonald's. I would vary it, right? Like if it was up to me, I would have a McGriddle with 3 hash browns every day for breakfast. And then I would have a steak and cheese sub with French fries for lunch. And then I'd have something like probably like a Lido pizza for dinner. And like that would be what I had every day, and I'd be happy. But I'm going to like be huge. But maybe you could have like a half of the McGriddle with 1 hash brown. And then but you can eat the same shit. You just got to eat less of it, and then you will drop weight. Okay, so I wanted to see if this was actually interacting with anything. So let's go down to the console. Alrighty. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Interesting. So pressing E actually did not actually take me here. And I kind of want to know why. See. Okay. I do want to know why those are not interacting right now. So this is all done through Player Interactor. And process input, pick an item up to equip it. Z, what does this do? This just adds the item directly to your inventory. So R will actually equip. Okay, E. And then press the second mouse button. Really? What? Okay, so that just does the primary action. Wait, what? Huh? What the hell am I thinking? So E is what I'm interested in. So I thought there was a interact. Here it is. Q. Huh. I feel like I have multiple definitions of interact. I think that's part of the problem too. Okay. So wait a minute. If I did Q, would I get the log message? I might. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So we did get the log message when pressing Q. So how do we want to do this, boys? And why did I do that? Oh, okay. I remember the reasoning now. Okay. So the reasoning was E. It's like I'm getting confused. If I have a flashlight and I want to turn it on and off, you press E. But imagine I'm holding a flashlight. Why did I do this? Literally did it like 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember. I have no memory. I went snowboarding yesterday, kicked my butt, and somehow gained weight despite feeling like I got hit by a train. Well, it's because you're fat. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. Well, so yesterday I felt really inspired. Like when it's one thing to get under 200 pounds. All right. I'm like 5'11", and so and always like around 210, 220, between 215. Right. And then so getting under 200 pounds, but I would always weigh is a big deal, but I would always weigh myself like in the morning, after I've peed, before I've had anything to drink or eat. And then I would just weigh myself. And then if I was 199.8, I was like, fuck yeah. Right. But I knew that I was kind of cheating the system because of when I was weighing myself, essentially. So I guess it was like a week or two ago that it was like I had eaten breakfast and been drinking water and soda, and and then I was like, I was like, all right, I'm going to hop in the shower, and I'm expecting it to be like 201 or something, 200.7, and it was 198. After I had been eating, after I had been drinking water and soda, I was like, fuck yeah. So anyway, so I was really happy about that. Okay. God damn it. Oh my God, the screen, everything that's going on over here and then the screen flickering, it's the perfect storm for not being able to focus. And I already have focus issues, in case you haven't noticed. I have a hard time focusing on anything. But, okay. So let's see. Current focus interacts. Okay. So this was like the interaction menu. Q. And this is the primary action, but that's only if you're holding an item. So we could change the hover text to say press Q to start driving the boat. Get rid of this text here, or get rid of this code. And basically what I want to do is I want to move that code to interact. Because then that also gets you protection from pressing the interact key. If I press E while I'm in the pause menu, although that's already protected because of the input manager. It's just better design, okay? Just trust me on that. Weighing in the morning like that is the most consistent way to do it. Oh, yeah, no, I get you. I hear you. It's also cheating. It's not cheating, but it's, you know what I mean. It's it's like, well, obviously it's going to be the lightest that you are during the day. And like I said, I was really happy when I weighed myself after eating and drinking. And it was like midday. And I used to it took me a while to realize that like your body will actually absorb a fair amount of water when you shower. Because I used to always weigh myself. I would weigh myself before and after I showered. Because, well, anyway, I would, and I always weighed more after the shower, and I'm like, why the fuck is that happening? And then I realized, oh, my body is actually absorbing some of that water. So, anyway. All right. I feel like interacting with an object should be different than interacting with a held item. Exactly. So things are getting a little convoluted here because, so the E is the primary action. Is that what I said it was? Let me see. Go back to player interactor. No, yeah. So E is the primary action. So like shooting a gun, the shooting would be. Turning on and off a flashlight would be the primary action. But wait a minute. Yeah. No. I'm wrong. Primary action of a gun, there is no primary action on a gun. The gun is fired through the call to attack. Okay, so this... Oh, primary get mouse button 2 is the middle mouse button. And I think it was... I don't know if it was you, Will, or not sure. Maybe Matthew. It's somebody recommended, like, oh, just have the middle mouse button turn the light on and off. Which I thought was a great idea. All right. I think we're going to stick with Q to interact with the boat. I think I like that. And then... what we can do is really, we don't need to do this. We can actually just do from here to there, I think. From this part of code. We can comment out this. We should be able to put most of this here. So if the boat's cooling down, you return, which I don't like that inside the brackets. This can be simply here. This one is fine. We got an in piloting, and then we have that. Okay, so let's see if this works. So this requires Q, and then that will actually drive the boat with the... Oh, there's an issue. There's going to be an issue because of this. How do we stop driving the boat? That's going to be the issue. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Okay, I asked for that. I turned, I know Matthew will hate this, but, you know, most junior engineers do. I turned, sorry, Matthew. I turned warnings into compiler errors, So it was warning me that variable was never used, and rightfully so, it refused to compile. How did I turn this on? Okay, there we go. All right. Matthew Jr. what? Okay, so I'm able to drive the boat, and I'm actually able to exit out of it. Though why am I able to exit out of that? Because I did. Oh, that's actually very interesting that I was able to exit out of it. Well, let me make sure. Let me try that again. I just want to make sure that I'm not mistaken. Had my gutters cleaned today. That was pretty exciting. was pretty excited about that. Because they hadn't been cleaned in maybe 2 years. And then we had this big snowstorm coming. And I just, yeah. So I was trying to be a responsible adult. Okay, so if I press E, yes, if I press E, I am definitely not I'm definitely exiting drive mode. So why is that? It has to be, there's another boat script. Boat driving, I think, is it called? Boat driver. All right, so it has to be somewhere in this monster that we put together. Yeah, process input. If is piloting, get throttle. So it's definitely in here. Maybe we're okay with that, right? Because driving the boat is like a special case, and you're not going to be interacting. You're not going to be picking up an item while you're driving the boat. So maybe the only thing we need to do here is just change the key from S to Q. Right, like right here. So maybe we just press Q. And then the other thing I was thinking of is we can do... so we can get rid of that. The other thing we can do... begin piloting. Let's do this and begin piloting. Set input state, and then we can do typewriter. What is that? How do I do the bottom typewriter instance? Is it Q? How do I use this thing? In Q. All right. Press Q to stop piloting the boat. And then some places it's using brackets and other places it's using single quote. I kind of prefer the brackets. Okay, in Q. Press Q to stop piloting the boat. Alrighty. E pilots and exits piloting the boat in last caretaker. Well, we're using Q. We're doing Q, all right? Because this game is even better than Last Caretaker. This game is going to be so much better. I've never heard of Last Caretaker. I know nothing about it. I just know that this game's going to be better. Okay. So we come over here. Get down here. Press Q to start driving the boat. Press Q to stop pilot. Am I crazy, or were those two different fonts? Okay, but I had to press E. Okay, so we got two different things to look at. Why did I have to... Did I change it? Maybe I didn't change it up here. I thought I did. I did. That's a pickle. All right. Let me confirm my findings. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's not only a different font, it's a different placement on the screen. And it's going to look awkward, right? Like that looks awkward. So that's one thing to take care of, but then I still have to press E to exit driving mode. I am super curious as to how that's being done. All right. So if I'm here, there's like an end piloting or something. Let me see. Begin. Is there an end piloting? End piloting. End piloting. All right, let's just set a breakpoint here. Let's stop here. I was actually thinking of you, Will Tyler, earlier when I was showering, no doubt. No, but I was listening to this video. It was what was the video called? It was something like I quit my AI job. Oh wait, let me just look at the history. Actually, I'm gonna do it on my phone because I was listening to my phone. No, but it was this guy. He got a job. I mean, he's a programmer, and he got a job at this startup. And it was just a really good take on AI and where AI's capabilities are and where CEOs like wish they would be. Let me see if I can find it. But it was a really good take on it. Mostly because I agreed, like he was saying a lot of things that I've said, so therefore it was obviously a good take. All right, I'm going to do this in my Naughty Boy browser. I was getting ready to show you my... I was getting ready to drag this window over here. I was getting ready to drag it onto the screen that you guys can see while showing my browsing... while showing my YouTube browsing history. So even... It would still be somewhat sanitized because it's the YouTube browsing history. Still don't need to go there, though. Let me see if I can find this video. Yeah, here it is. Link. All right, now the music's becoming too much for me. But yeah, it was this, and you can see I watched a little bit of it, but it was a good video. I'll post a link of it in the chat, and you can go watch it and then tell me why you disagree with it. But no, he was basically just saying that like it's a good tool and but it's not ready to replace programmers yet. So let me see. It was a good video. Yeah, look at that handsome fella. Look at that handsome guy. Wait a minute. Why can't I post in the chat? What's going on? There we go. Yeah, if you want to check it out, go ahead and check that video out. Okay, so I still want to know why. Am I still running? I am. Okay. It's not attached. What's going on? No. That's really weird. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I'm literally pressing the attach to Unity button. Okay, I'm going to try that other one. That doesn't do it. Okay, we're just, oh my God. I just wasn't meant to stream today. I just think that maybe the stars just weren't aligned the way they needed to be aligned in order for me to stream, because it just feels like everything's going wrong. It feels like whatever can go wrong is going wrong. AI tools are only as effective as the engineer using them. Now, so he was talking about like one of the things he said is that AI can generate like a task, like a to-do list application on the fly. But when you start talking about production code bases, he says exactly what I've said before, is that it does not have, and it might be a hardware limit, it probably is, but it does not have the capability to contain the context that it often needs. So if you have a code base that's 800,000 lines of code and you want to refactor something, the AI is going to choke. It's going to cause issues because it doesn't have the capability to hold that full context. Now, that might be just purely a hardware limitation, right? Like pragmatically, it might be capable of doing that. But maybe we just don't actually have the actual physical resources to do that. And I'm sure Will Tyler is going to say why I'm wrong over there, but that's fine. People are allowed. This is America. You're allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to have wrong opinions. All right, let's see. All right, so it was not attaching. Let's see if it's going to attach now. It's not. What is going on? All right, fine. Let's update Visual Studio. What is happening? All right, that's just going to work off the screen. But it's wow. Okay. 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 I don't think it's attached. It can happen. You might have to restart IDE and Unity. I literally just did that. Okay. Okay, I think the installer just closed Visual Studio. We're gonna have to wait. I'd say the engineer is the limiting factor. Of course you would, but that's okay. I mean, people who don't understand how software engineering works would probably have a bad opinion. No, but I mean, I'm poking fun at you. I know nothing about your background, but generally, no, you're not going to like AI just today. It will not keep context on very large projects. All right, come on. Come on. Let's get some music going. So Not Sure mentioned that he is in Seattle. Last time I was in, like, have you seen the memes going around that are like, walk like an American, where it's just people like, the fentanyl people, and I thought it was like an exaggeration until I was in San Francisco back in May. And it was just, San Francisco back in May, it was just so disheartening just to see that, it was just like block after block after block. Like that's where they had, so I was there for the RSA conference, and I guess it was April or May, but the hotel, the conference itself, it's like the conference is in this little oasis, right? This little like kind of tech oasis. And then there's just, there's just pure and utter just homeless drug addicts surrounding it. Oh my God. It was so disheartening. If you're refactoring something where you need to touch 800,000 lines of code in one go, you're doing it wrong. No. If the code base is 800,000 lines of code, but you want to refactor something that might touch a dozen files, I would say probably maybe even 5 to 6 files. But if you're refactoring something that's used throughout the code base and you're going to end up touching a dozen or 2 dozen files, AI is not going to be able to. AI is just not going to have the context to do that well. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I've restarted Visual Studio, I think. And I was watching another video. If your project's at 800,000 lines long, you don't need 800,000 lines of context to use AI to refactor a component. You do. You're going to, you don't need to know every little idiom or every little minutia of every 800,000 lines of code. But you need to have a general knowledge layout. You need to have a general knowledge of the layout of the code, and a broad idea of what everything is doing in order to refactor well. And again, AI is not going to be able to handle that kind of code base with a refactor that is like more than just a couple of files. It's not going to do it. Speaking of not doing it, let's see if we can get this to work. Let's see. Attach to Unity. And it's also not in a place where it's very trustworthy. Like with all the secure, because if you tell AI to do X, and if you tell a developer to do X, an experienced developer is going to know that, I really need to think of A, B, C, and D. Whereas where AI is just going to do X, and it's not even going to consider A, B, C, and D. And that could be the difference between a secure app and an unsecure app. Look at the T app, for example, where the person who vibe coded the T app basically just had all the identification being uploaded to a bucket, an S3 bucket, and there was no security on it because the vibe coder didn't think about security. And so the AI didn't think to, well, he's not asking me about security. He just wants to upload these files to an S3 bucket the easiest way he can. And so that's how it got done. And so it's no fault of the AI. But those kinds of things are why, like, you can't just let AI run rampant or run free over a large production code base. Not yet. It'll get there someday. Hopefully I'll be retired by then. All right, let's see. Let's see if this works. All right, this looks better. It looks like I'm actually able to hit a breakpoint now. Oh, I'm near my breaking point. Trust me, boys. Oh. Okay, so yeah, we are hitting breakpoints. That's good to know. I don't remember setting that one, but that's fine. Okay, so how can I play that? Okay. So I'm really curious as to how E is actually ending the piloting. So we come over here, press Q to start driving. I'm going to press Q again. It does nothing. E. Okay, so we hit the breakpoint. Where did we come from? Oh. Huh? If I change that. Yeah, I did change that. What is happening? Are you seeing this? Oh, wait. Oh, is it getting changed somewhere? It must be getting changed. Okay. How is this enter-exit key being changed to E? You can see that it gets initialized as Q, but here in the breakpoint, it has a value of E. So at some point, it's changing. Where? Is it even a public? It's a private. I think it can be done. No, I mean, you can think that. Go ahead. I'm just going to stop reading there. No. I think it can be done, but the engineer doing the work would need to approach it in a way the developer would break. Yeah. So you're saying that the developer, because what happens is you get into a point where you might as well just do the programming, like, because the developer would have to approach it basically in steps. I think that's what you're going to say. Would break it down. There is a massive difference between non-coder and vibe coding, and a senior engineer using it to refactor. Yes, you're kind of proving my point, right? Because if an engineer breaks the refactor down into steps, first do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, and AI is great on that. In small context, in small tasks, I think AI is an invaluable tool. What I'm saying is that you're not going to be able to just unleash it on 800,000 lines of code to do some refactor. Like, that could touch 40 files. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen well. I'm sure AI will give it its best shot. I don't think you want to release that code. I want to know, this is very interesting. Okay, am I getting in here because is cooling down? No, I'm getting, okay. All right, there's one way to figure that out, I guess. Okay. Excuse me. You know, I've always wanted to go snowboarding. I know you talked about snowboarding, but like skiing and snowboarding, I've always wanted to go. But I feel that at my age, it's probably it's probably too late to learn. I just feel like it's too late to learn because as reckless. I feel like in order to learn something like that, you have to have a little bit of recklessness in you. Or maybe a little bit, I'll just come out and say it. You have to have balls that I don't think I have anymore, pretty much. Like, I mean, you know, the older you get, the more fragile you are to some extent. So it's just like, oh, I'm going to break a bone really easily. And I do care about it. And also, if I break a bone at 50, it's going to take me longer to recover from it than had I broken a bone at 20. So I really feel that like skiing and snowboarding are the kind of thing that like it's best to learn when you're young. And then you can continue to do. Like if I learned to snowboard and was, you know, continuously doing it, I would still be snowboarding at 50. I'm just saying, I don't know that it's the best thing to learn at 50. I don't think it's the best thing to like take up. Though I have had an urge to take up boxing or actually just fighting in general. Like I don't know how to fight. Like, and maybe some people will be like, well, isn't that a good thing? And it's like, no, I don't think it is a good thing. I don't think it is a good thing. Okay. I've been in 2 fights in my life that I can remember. In the last one, I think I was in 10th or 11th grade. So I was what, 16, 17? So it was a long time ago. Okay, so I wanted to see if I'm still getting into here. And let's attach. This stance of AI isn't useful until vibe coding is viable is absurd. AI isn't useful until vibe coding is I'm not sure what that statement means. AI isn't useful until vibe coding is viable. Now I'm not. AI isn't useful until vibe coding is viable. Yeah, I'm not sure what the point is. I think. All right, let me see. All right, so we come in here. All right, so we definitely got in here. Wow, where? I'm a little flabbergasted. Oh, it's a serialized field. Oh. Matthew, why didn't you tell me that? Like, Matthew, where were you? You really dropped the ball on this one, Matthew. Gosh. Okay. So it's one of these. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't scroll with the mouse wheel. I'm telling you, today was not my day to stream. It just wasn't my day to stream. All right, there we go. Thank you. All right, thank you. Okay, so now we should... Snowboarding is harder to learn than skiing because it's damn near impossible to stand up your first day. You spend so much time getting off the ground that it just hurts. I learned in my 20s, though. Proving my point. Like, I've always wanted to learn how to snowboard. I've always wanted to learn how to ski. But, like, when I was in my 20s, I didn't have the money, quite frankly. And then by the time that I had the money to take it up, other things were a priority. And then now I'm 50 and it's just like, oh, well, maybe in my next life, maybe, you know what? Maybe we should write a snowboarding game, and that would be kind of like it. You're saying AI is garbage. I'm not saying AI is garbage. Like right there, like how many times have I said AI is an invaluable tool? I have said that I use AI every single day. AI is amazing. It's just not write me an app. It's not write me my own version of Microsoft Word, but make it better. It's not that kind of amazing. So I'm not even reading the rest of your message because the first few words were just not what I said at all. Not what I've been saying at all. All right, let me see. You're saying AI is garbage, which I'm not saying, and using vibe coding as the bar to measure it with. No. Okay. All right. You're right. I'm just going to do what I do with my wife. Okay. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize. You're right. I'm wrong. Okay. So we figured out that. Let me go ahead and commit. I might as well open up a branch. So we have game Unity, which is changed. I did make changes to the house. How do I want to? All right, let me commit the things I know that I. What did I do here? Let me stage those. Game Unity. I did change the shortcut. The problem is I don't know what else I changed inside of Game Unity, and I'm not entirely comfortable. Okay, I'm going to do this. One thing at a time. I really don't like this. I really don't like that you can't easily look at changes of Game Unity. Isn't there an external diff? External diff. So this, oh, where did it go? This is a tool that I've been using probably for 20 years. Beyond Compare. Great freaking tool. Great freaking difference, or, you know, comparison thingy. Okay, so valuable. Okay, what do we got down here? File ID. I feel like or Matthew, how would you feel about this idea? Or what do you think of this idea, Matthew? If you're still there, he's not there anymore. He's gone. But I'm thinking of some type of tool to better help you visualize the Unity file changes, because like this is it's just not very helpful. And these files get fucking huge. So it's very difficult to like be able to say like, oh, okay, that changed, or that's it's not easy. Maybe AI could do it. It also seems that Unity has a habit of just kind of reordering things. Just maybe that's my imagination. I'm going to check this in one thing at a time. And then what I want to do is I want to stash everything else. Looks like, yeah, I did remove some stuff. I was messing around, and I don't mind losing those changes. I'm just trying to think of what other change, what else changed. I know I need to go back and re-add the queue. Where's my wife? She should be 5:30. She should be. Oh, where's my dinner? I need my dinner. That's what I need. All right, let me see. Okay. I think when she gets home, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to do some nice, relaxing terrain editing. Oops. Oops. Wait. I'm all turned around. Wait, where am I? Am I on the other side of the map? I am. Wait. Okay. There we go. That was weird. Okay. Everything seems to work. All right. So, we can check this in. What is going on over there? Okay.
Mixed by Rottweiler.
Okay, is there anything else with the boat? Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe what we can do is we can have this hover text. We can have it use the same text element that the scrolling thing, that the scrolling typewriter uses. That might be a good idea. Let's see if we can do that. So I was in player interactor and then hover text. It's right here. So help UI.text. So I wonder, it's just a public. So I wonder, let me look at the HUD. Come over here. HUD canvas. Health bar minimap, no. Debug HUD, no. I want to actually disable that. No. Crosshair, no. Inventory dialog, mission overlay, canvas coding. Canvas main, bottom message root. Which one is it? Ah! I'm all messed up. What have I done? Okay, I'm in isometric. I don't want to be... Typewriter error message text. Okay, so what I want to do is maybe... Oh, let me see. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to drag this element. Was it the player interactor script? Is where that was, I think it is. It's in the main camera. Player interactor. So right now, help text UI, that's a text mesh pro. How do I know if this is a text mesh pro? Like, that's one thing that kind of irritates me a little bit. I think it is, but okay, text mesh pro. Okay, so okay. All right. So I think I can just do this. Yes. All right, so let's try that. Let's see how that works. Oh, okay. Well, I just broke everything. Yep, I broke everything. Okay. Well, that's why we have source control. I mean, you know. Did I get the... I think I did get the startup text. Let me see. Oh, I should look at the console more often. I so rarely look at it. Let me look at it, see if there are any errors. Okay, so yeah, I'm not even getting the startup. Stream has been super glitchy for me. Feels like my phone though. Again, it's like the stars just were not. They weren't meant for this stream. Tonight, it just wasn't meant to be. But I haven't been here in 4 days, so that's what happens, right? Like things that they get, they get a little, you get a little rusty. You gotta shake the dust off of you. All right, so let's just go ahead and discard file changes. Let's just start over and make sure that we. I gotta check the boat again. I can't remember if I checked the boat changes in or not. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. So there's a help text UI somewhere. What is it called? Text UI. Main camera. Player interactor. Help text. So that is here on this canvas. Interesting. And all I wanted to do was replace it. I don't know what that is. So this help text is TextMesh Pro. Well, let's see. This help text is not active. Typewriter text is active. I'm wondering if I just toggle the active portion of it. Let me see. Set active false, and then when I want to display something, I set true. And then when I defocus, that's probably, clear focus, that's when I turn it off. So that's probably why it's not showing up. That's definitely going to mess with things in general. I think what we could do is just cheat. We can cheat the system. And what I mean by that is we can literally just copy what we want. So just copy component. And then we can come over here, paste component values. Okay, so I don't know if that is going to, is that going to do the font size and everything? No. So I got to come down here, and then I got to do copy component. Okay, so, okay, that makes sense. The component is the individual things. Okay, got it. So then go over here, and we can paste component values. So that should be probably all we need to at least make it look better. Closing and reopening fixed my stream glitching. Missed it if there was any more AI debate. Well, we resolved it while you were gone. Like we pretty much settled the debate. Like there's no more debate about it anymore. So like you were gone and now you've missed it and you're never gonna know what happened. But basically I'm right and everybody else is wrong. That was the consensus. And it was a big consensus. Like the stream, like suddenly there were just millions of people in the chat room really quickly, and they all said I was right, and then they left. It was crazy. Okay, that looks really ugly. Ugh. 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 Oh, this is just all kinds of glitchy. All right, I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, I'm just going to undo that. It's really... Matthew, how you doing? You doing okay? You doing all right, Matthew? I haven't heard from you in a little while. Maybe I haven't. I mean, I haven't been in the Discord much. I don't know. Like the past 4 days, they were just. I got a lot of stuff going on. It's just not good. No, it's fine. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know. Oh shit! And then, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that I got a literally at 4 o'clock I got a work call, and then I was like, all right, I'll work on that tonight. And now I got to get this thing. Oh my god, I got to go work on it. That's fine. Man, that looks terrible. Ooh, did you see that? Wait a minute. I mean, I guess that's to be expected. All right, I think I'm going to call it a stream because the glitching on the screen is driving me nuts, but everything else is driving me nuts too. Matthew says, yeah, busy week for me, but off Friday. I need to do a uni assignment. Are you in school? Are you taking classes? Like that's awesome if you are. I mean, it's awesome even if you're not, but I mean, if you are, that's awesome. All right. I often miss school. I do. I miss going to classes. Like if I didn't have to work, I'd love to go back and do a math PhD. Though I don't think I could now because I really haven't done anything academic. I haven't done any type of academic mathematics in over 10 years. So it would be a bad day. It would be a bad day. You're still doing CS. Wait, do you not have a degree? I thought you had a degree. Look at you. Look at you. Just like me. Gaming the system. Getting a programming job without having a programming degree. If only we could all be vibe programmers like Will Tyler over there. All be vibe coders. Snowmageddon 2026. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's look at the latest forecast. Let's see what they've updated it to say. So now it's only 14 inches. Earlier today it said 10 inches and 10 inches. Now it's at 6 inches and 8 inches, which I think is what it was at the beginning of the stream. But the thing that's kind of like perplexing me a little bit is how we're going to get a wintry mix even though it's so cold. So is the air in the atmosphere that much warmer? Or will it be? Like, it's just typically a wintry mix comes with warmer temperatures, but it's going to be well below freezing. And that's one of the things I find so bizarre about this storm is how cold it is. Because usually that's one of the big, like in this area, in the Washington, D.C. area, that's usually one of the big variables is like, okay, well, we're going to be right around freezing. We're going to be like right around the freezing mark, and that's going to dictate whether we get rain or snow. Whereas this is like, it's going to be 19 degrees. Like that, this is well below the freezing mark. So I don't understand. Like, yeah, something's fishy here. Something's fishy. Not looking forward to driving home in that on Sunday. Well, just stay home. Just stay home. Don't leave. Just stay home. Call for 24 inches out my way. Where do you live? Are you in like the Virginia, Northern Virginia, or Pennsylvania? Where are you? Where do you live? 24 inches. So you probably are like Pennsylvania. You must be a little further north, if I had to guess. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Let's see. Can we see the storm? Radar. That's not it. This is not the storm already. Central Virginia. Okay. Well, now, I mean, like the latest maps I've seen, it's like that rain, snow, sleet line keeps getting pushed up north, which is now why we in the Northern Virginia area, that's why we are getting, that's why they're saying wintry mix, because it keeps getting pushed up north. So if you're in but if you're in the mountains, okay, yeah, if you're in the mountains, that's a different story. Like out, I'm guessing out west. I've never been down to this. There's this little panhandle where Virginia meets Kentucky, I think it is, that I've always wanted to go to, and I've never been down there. Here. I can't really see it that well. God damn it. I just wanted to, can I see the border, please? Right here. There it is. Yeah, there's this town, I think, like, half of it is in Virginia, half of it's in Tennessee. Yeah, you got Tennessee over there, Kentucky. I've always wanted to go down to that little panhandle part of Virginia. I went, I guess it was about a year ago. Actually, it was more than a year ago. It was like a year and a half ago now. I went driving through West Virginia, and I wanted, like, West Virginia is fucking beautiful. It's really gorgeous out there. And just all these, like, what was there was a town I went to. What the hell was the name of that? I don't even remember what it was called. I can look up on my naughty boy browser. But parts of West Virginia are just absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful state. I'm looking it up now. I think it was Richwood, West Virginia, which was just this. It was just this neat little, I don't know, it's just like these little towns, like they're just, I don't even know how to explain it. They're like these little entities, like these little secluded entities that have like no connection to the outside world. That's like what you felt like, but in the town itself, you felt like you were like in this little city, which you are, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I really liked my time, like when I was driving through West Virginia, that road trip. I would like to see more of West Virginia. Bristol, Virginia. I know. Okay. I've heard of Bristol. That's actually not too far from me. I don't think. Let's see. Oh wait, you're talking about Bristol. Okay. No, never mind. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so this is the town you're talking about, like in the Panhandle. Yeah. You should check out the Homestead or Greenbrier. Greenbrier. That's right. That's right by me. The Homestead. All right. I gotta find some food. I gotta find something to do. I mean, something to eat. And then I've actually got work that I need to do. Bristol is half in Virginia. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like the little town that, like I said, it's like part in Virginia, part in like, I guess, Tennessee, Kentucky, something else. I'm not sure. But all right, boys. Yep. Yeah. Sorry, this stream felt like a little bit of a train wreck. I'll try to do better for you tomorrow, but I will be back tomorrow, Thursday. Until then, have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye, guys.